Welcome to the Dysfunction Junkies podcast. We may not have seen it all, but we've seen enough. And now, here are your hosts, Chrisy and Kerry.
Hello, junkies. Welcome to your safe space. Hola, Chrisy.
Okay, hola, I guess.
We are closing out the month of April, and we are getting into one of my favorite months of May.
Oh, I wonder why.
Oh, there's so many good things happening in May.
Okay.
The first thing in May is, drumroll, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, yeah.
Oh, I love Cinco de Mayo. If for any reason is I get to eat all the Mexican food that I want and no one can judge me because I just say it's Cinco de Mayo. It's Taco Tuesday every day. All month. So
yeah, these holidays come up like this, and then it puts a lot of pressure on me, and I feel very inadequate because I feel like I have to create high-end Mexican, Spanish-themed cuisine. It looks fantastic, but I always end up just making plain old tacos. I can't seem to get myself together.
Oh, so. I love Mexican food. And what's funny is, you know, we've talked about this before, but like we didn't have any Mexican food really where we lived growing up. And I remember eating my first taco at Taco Bell when I was 13 years old. It was my first time ever eating a taco at Taco Bell. A taco supreme, hard shell.
Wow. You really remember. I'm impressed.
I love that thing.
To be honest, I don't think that my first exposure to that was Taco Bell. I think it was Chi-Chi's.
Oh, Chi-Chi's.
It was probably, I was probably maybe 13 or 14 when I think around 86.
Yeah.
It opened up where we were. And I remember I got a chicken chimichanga.
Yep. See, you remember your first
I do remember what I got. Yeah. And it was fantastic.
Yep.
I know people, they're talking about bringing Chi-Chi's back, and I hope they do.
I know.
But for a long time, whenever I would say I miss Chi-Chi's, I always got that line, "What, you miss hepatitis?" Because everybody just remembers what happened at the end.
I don't remember that, actually.
No. If you really went to Chi-Chi's for pretty much the long haul like I did,
yes,
you remember when it was...
Oh, it was so good.
It was a good place.
Yes.
So.
And then you got engaged going to a Mexican drive-thru.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Taco Bell.
That was your first time at Taco Bell, right? I asked you to marry me the same day, right?
I don't know that it was my first time, but it might have been pretty early. Yeah.
It was early on.
Yeah, because I can't remember, but yeah, no, Mexican food, yes, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I love it. We probably eat it at least once a week.
Oh, I love it.
And I may even venture to say that the way things are these days, we probably have Mexican food more during the week than we do Italian.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I could eat Mexican food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when we go like on vacation in the Caribbean stuff, they don't always have Mexican food, but they have close enough too. So yeah, I love it. Give me huevos rancheros, give me the tacos, give me the nachos. I love it.
Jeez, you got all the names.
I
feel
do.
inadequate. The only thing I always look for is it smothered in cheese and all this other sauce?
Oh,
Then
I love it.
I'm on board, you know.
Yes.
And the hotter, the spicier, the better. I do like spicy.
I can handle a little spice, but not a whole. I mean, I can handle more than Jim. Jim definitely can't handle, but he thinks he can. He talks a good game, but sorry, Jim. Yeah, it's fun though. I love Cinco de Mayo. I love the whole thing about it, you know, as far as our Americanized version of it.
Yeah, it is though. Again, it seems that, you know, in March, we're told for St. Patrick's Day, everybody's Irish that day. So enjoy it.
Yes.
And I know it's actually a nice concept because it's about inclusion.
Right.
We're going to have a great time because we're celebrating our heritage.
Yes.
And we're not going to say you can't because you're not.
Right.
And Cinco de Mayo seems to be the same kind of, you know, come celebrate with us.
Right. We're all Mexican for the day.
I mean, although you could look at it like it's a good opportunity to put your numbers in the black even more than they already are by including everybody to come eat the Mexican food and drink the Mexican drinks.
Oh, I love me a good margarita. On the rocks with salt.
Wow.
Double shot of tequila.
Oh my gosh.
Preferably something silver tequila.
I like them like crazy. They, again, harkening back to one of our other episodes, the slushy type drink.
Yes.
The old school, not old school, the ones you used to get at Chi-Chi's.
Yes.
Now, you're talking about a margarita that's like legit.
Yeah, on the rocks. You're talking about frozen.
I'm talking about some big slushy. They squirt it out of a machine, and they kind of try to tell you there's alcohol in there. But I'm betting that my passing out had more to do with the sugar than the alcohol.
I think I have to bring something up.
Okay.
So Chrissy and DJ Nick and myself and Farm Boy Jim, my husband, we recently went out to dinner. Yeah. And Chrissy had a blue punch bowl, some kind of vodka drink. She was loving that drink, but even more, she was loving the food. Yeah, do you want to talk about our dining experience, Chrissy?
That was a little embarrassing. Well, remember, I don't get out a whole lot because I have waited to have kids and they're younger, but my oldest now is old enough where she can manage keeping them in line while we go and enjoy a time out with friends. And it was seafood, which I do like.
It was a crab boil.
Yeah.
All that yummy crab and shrimp and oysters in a bag.
So basically, I probably looked like a wild animal in a feeding trough because my head never came out of the damn bag.
It didn't.
And then your husband had to remark how I had a big sauce orange mark on my forehead because I
had her head in the bag.
I just leaned in. We were supposed to be talking business and doing other things. You guys probably just saw the top of my head the whole time.
Yeah, and by the second punch bowl, Chrissy was pretty punched.
Yeah, I think I came home and passed out.
But that leads us into another thing we wanted to talk about today is food, because food does so run our lives.
Especially here with me.
So we talked a little bit about our Mexican food and stuff, but what are some foods that you had a special food at Easter time you talked about?
Yeah, well, we did. One thing that was interesting when we were talking about doing something about foods, and how does that relate to dysfunction? Well, especially when you try to explain this stuff to other people who don't know what this is.
Right.
Then you're like, then they look at you like you're nuts. Like, why would you eat that? Yeah, we had fellowone. We call it fellowone.
Okay.
Now, don't ask me to spell it. I'm not exactly sure how to spell it.
Yeah, I was looking at our show notes and I'm like, what the heck is this?
I try to spell it. We're children of phonics. I don't know to what.
Yes.
I used to always.
Hooked on phonics.
Yeah,
Works
we used
for
to
me.
spell everything phonetically. So for years, we would have this thing it's usually at Easter where it's like you make like a kind of a crust and you usually put like peppers and potatoes and some cheese, like it's like Romano cheese though. And it's actually, I think it's really good. And then you just sort of bake it in the shell and you can cut it in like little strips and you can eat it with your hand.
Okay, so is the shell like a croissant shell or is it like a pie crust shell?
It's like a pie crust shell, but it's not, it would not be good for anything sweet. It accommodates this. It's sort of salty and but it's thin like a pie
Like
crust.
a pot pie shell.
Yes,
Okay.
more like that.
And you're cutting it like a wedge, like a pie, or you're cutting it like kolache,
is shaped like into a stromboli type shape.
Oh, okay.
And then you can just like cut it in pieces, almost like you would like breadsticks or something like that. But it's thick, but not massively thick. I've seen some people make them like hugely like mammoth, and I find that's offensive to me. But it has to have a specific
ratio
level of thickness. Okay. And we used to, my mom, and I'm guessing my grandmother too, would make it sometimes with veal. Now, I never.
Oh. It's savory. It's not sweet. It's savory.
Yeah, it's savory, definitely. So, and I still love it, and I still make it at Easter. I'm generally the only one that eats it, of course, but it's like a habit I can't break. And it's not anything I would want to, because I actually do really enjoy it.
Yeah.
We did find that there is a part of Italy, because we were like, where did this come from, and why are we making this? And where's the name from? Because we couldn't find anything with this name. We eventually found something that is close to it as far as how you spell it or say it, to fellowone. And it is found in a part of Italy that probably like my grandmother was from.
Ah, so it's a regional specialty.
Yeah, so it's more of southern Italy. Not as far as where my grandfather's heritage is from, which is, like I said, at the bottom.
Yeah, you're the boot.
Very bottom.
The boot.
In Calabria. But my grandmother was more from, I believe it was Buzlicut. Yeah, and it's from more that area. So
we had something similar in our family that it's kind of the same thing. We called them Durganunders.
Yeah, we were trying to.
Same thing. You were looking at my nose going, what the heck is that?
And Nick was looking at it too. He's like, I don't know what that's. She'll explain it. She'll explain it. So yeah, Kerry, go.
Here you go.
It looked like an extra syllable in it.
So my grandmother used to make this, and it's actually really simple to make. I guess I would explain it as like a crepe, but a crepe / omelet kind of a type of thing. It's like a whisked egg, and you fry it in an oil pan. It's very smooth, and I make mine sweet. So like growing up, we would just, we would have this egg crepe type thing. I like to add vanilla to mine, a little cinnamon and sugar on it. It's called Durgenunder. I have tried searching that name. I've tried, and it's the same thing, but never can find it. I couldn't tell you where it's from, but just my grandmother make this. And that's something that we always, in fact, my mom, she pretty much has one every morning for breakfast. My sister will make it for her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, now you said your grandmother made this.
Yes.
Now,
well, actually, I think it was my great-grandmother. It was my great-grandmother. It was my mom's grandmother.
And I know that you're pretty much almost 100% Italian. So.
Well, actually, we defunct that theory. That was a myth.
I know you said you had a little bit of
I think
Irish,
there was some
right?
German in there.
Oh, German.
I think there's some German in there.
Yeah, that sounds more German than it does Italian for sure.
Yes.
And I understand that you guys are from the northern part of
We're
Italy.
the northern part, yes.
You could have. That makes more sense.
Yes. Durgenanders.
Yeah.
I feel like, when you go to the fairs and they have these different booths and stuff, the food booths, I feel like I could do a Durgenander booth and it would be a hot commodity because you could have sweet, you could have savory.
Well, yeah, definitely. If
but
anything,
that's too
you'll
much work.
attract people trying to figure out what that word
what the hell
is.
was.
They're probably there thinking, does it come in a brown bag? And, what is that? It sounds good. Again, there isn't too much you're going to ask me about food-wise that I'm going to say, you know what, I wouldn't try that. It's a gift of mine that I just am open to all foods.
So I understand you have a really good story about a specialty dip. I need to hear about this dip.
Yeah, this is not me or my family. This is going to go all on the shoulders of my husband and his family. They have a dip his mom used to make.
Does it have a name or is it just the dip?
It's the dip.
The dip.
I don't think it doesn't have, no, there's no name. And then everybody, when they have a get together, the one sister has been designated to basically make this dip.
Okay.
Are you bringing dip? And then, or she'll offer it. She'll be like, oh, you're having, I'll bring the dip. Now, generally, Nick's like, oh, and he'll be like, okay, she's bringing the dip. And I'm like, she's bringing the dip. It's like two different types of things.
Over two different reactions.
I'm like, that's fine. I'll get other dip because his family, and it is not, they love it.
Okay.
And his family's way bigger than mine. So bring the dip.
All right. So questions. Hot or cold? Is it a hot dip or a cold dip?
It's a cold dip.
Okay.
And you look at it, at it when it's sitting there and it just looks like a bowl of sour cream. There's no speckles or anything in there. It's just white. It's white people dip.
It's white.
It's so white. It's so white.
What do you put in the dip? Is it a dip for fruit? Is it a dip for vegetables? Is it a dip for breads? Is it a dip for chips?
It's chips and pretzels.
Okay.
There's nothing else I think you could even present to that. There's no way. Like some dips you can even maybe throw some celery and carrots in there. You wouldn't even want that. This is basically, yes, you're just going to be a disgusting maniac just eating chips and pretzels with this. There's no way you can make it healthy.
And it's all white.
It's white. It's like, so we put this dip out and we have a party. And we have people over there who are not from my family, not from his family, friends.
Right.
And they see this bowl of white stuff just sitting there.
Okay.
And they're like, so what's in that bowl? And I'm like, now I'm like,
Nick's cracking up.
now I gotta sit here and say, well, I'm like I try not to roll my eyes, and I'm like, that's Nick's family's dip.
Okay, but I'm confused. Why would you don't have it like presented where you have the dip and then the pretzels and stuff around it so that people understand it's a dip?
No, everybody's coming over, man. Bowls.
It's just a random bowl with a spoon in it, and you just have to know that you're supposed to dip stuff in it.
I just throw you don't understand. Everybody comes over because they have to drive to see us. They're starving. You better just throw that stuff right out there. I throw the bags out of chips. I'm like, just open them, start going to town.
So why does this dip make you roll your eyes so bad?
Well,
What's wrong with it?
It's not, they love it.
But what is it?
I don't care for it. It's like got garlic in it and like cream cheese and sour cream. I mean, it's not even a complicated dip. But
That's the standard base for all chip dips.
They stop. You're right. They stop. They stop.
They stop at the
dip.
The three
There's
things.
like some chives need to be in there, some French onion stuff maybe. It's like they just did the first part of the dip preparation
and walked away.
And it's gone. It's done now. And they're like, oh, it's the dip. It's the dip. So, and I would inevitably get, the question, well, what is it? What is it? What is it? And every party, somebody's there. And people forget because then they just realize there's another bowl of like this white stuff sitting on the table. And I finally said I'd had enough. And I said, don't ask me about the dip. I'm done. No more asking of the dip. So then they thought it was so funny. My husband made a shirt for me, and it says, don't ask me about the dip.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And then his sister got a shirt that has the recipe. So basically, if we stand near each other while people are getting the dip, I'm going to tell you right away, don't ask me about the dip.
Does her shirt say, ask me about the dip? Here's the recipe. It just says
I'm
the
just
recipe.
going to point people to her and say, don't ask me about the dip. Sister, go. Is it your turn? Like I tell you to go?
Yeah.
You go. There. Show them your shirt. There's a recipe, which says, I don't know, garlic powder, sour cream, cream cheese.
Does that have mayonnaise in it? Oh, it doesn't have mayonnaise in it. Sour cream.
That's it.
That's it.
And garlic powder.
Garlic powder, sour cream, and what was the third thing?
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
And then somebody inevitably sometimes will have the nerve to complain, woo, you put too much garlic in here this time. Well, really? Are you that worried about the garlic? I would have to go so far as to say, you didn't put anything in there that would be worth me eating this. So, hell of a goods down the other end, people. And now look, there's a sentimental factor to this, and I don't want to be a creep because his mom made it.
Yes.
And that's lovely. Believe me, I'm making the fellow own, which he doesn't understand because there's a sentimental reasoning for this. And he's like, I ain't going to eat this crap.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat it. So I give them the dip. I have my fellow own. You have your white people dip. White people.
All is fair.
White. It's as white.
The world is in balance.
Yeah, I guess. Exactly. So, yeah. Don't ask me about the dip, everybody. That's
we'll need to put that on the shirt, too.
Yeah.
All right. That's funny. So besides the dip, did you have any go-to snacks or things that you would, want as a child or make as a child? Or like when your parents were at home and you were hungry, did you go and make anything for yourself in the kitchen that was like special?
No.
Okay.
I ate fudgicles. I got fat. My mother always seemed to make sure I was like left alone with fudgicles. That's bad.
Fudgicles.
Yeah,
That's funny.
fudgicles. Yeah.
I used to make, they were called magic marshmallows. So you would take, like the crescent roll, the Pillsbury crescent roll thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would take one of those triangles and you would put a marshmallow in it with a little bit of cinnamon sugar. Can you tell I like cinnamon and sugar? I put it on my Durgan-Unders too. Anyway, it's
good.
Cinnamon,
it's good
sugar,
stuff.
and a little bit of butter. And
Probably
then you
should put it in the dip that they make.
And you wrap the crescent roll all around the marshmallow. And then you would bake it in the oven in, 10 minutes or something. And when you would open it up, it was tasted like a little cinnamon roll, but the marshmallow would have melted and disappeared. So it was like,
Wait a minute. It disappears?
Yeah.
How long did you? Maybe you shouldn't have cooked it that long.
well, no, that's the point of why you cooked it that long, is to kind of melt it.
Did it go into the dough?
Yeah,
or?
it smothered into the inside of the dough with the butter and cinnamon and sugar. So it made it sweet. So,
Well, it sounds wonderful.
oh, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. But it was always, that was my go-to treat. My other weird thing that I would do is, this was a quick one. I loved melted cheese. So I would just put a slab of cheese on a plate in the microwave and melt it and then just eat it like that.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
straight melted cheese.
How long were you left alone? You needed fudgicles.
I did need, but well, that would have been too expensive. So. I think I got off the bus at like 3:30, and my dad got home at 5. So when I came home, I would make some
and
kind of
you're-
snack.
You're hungry. I remember that hunger you used to get when you come home from school.
Yeah, and then I would watch TV. I would watch, the what was that movie? Money Movie we talked about. Watch Money Movie.
You
Go
should have
take
been
care of the
sneaking
dogs.
watching the stuff you weren't supposed to.
There
you
was
still stuck to the rules even when they weren't watching?
Well, we only had 3 channels, so there wasn't much sneaking of anything. We didn't have cable, Chrissy.
Oh, wow. I would have demanded it if I were you, but that's just me, of course. But yeah, no, that sounds wonderful. I didn't really make anything for myself. The one thing, too, going back, there was another weird food. Now, this is back on me that my grandmother would make. And then I don't even know how to explain it. I did actually kind of like it. My husband finds it offensive and just really awful. It was this thing, and we used to call it a collude.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell that means.
Please tell me there's no sauerkraut or kielbasa in this thing.
No. It was my Italian grandmother that used to make these. I would have to probably just say it's a pathetic, sorry pretzel.
Oh.
It's like this dough, and you would like braid it, and it would be about, I don't know how long, not very long, maybe 6, or I don't know. You braid it. It was braided. It was pretty, and it had seeds in it. I'm thinking they might have been anise seeds. And it was like a dough, and the dough had to be like a yellowish color, so you had to color the dough. So the dough was like yellow, and it had the anise seeds in it, and you would, I think you boiled them.
Oh, like you would a pretzel.
Yeah. So you would make them, and you would boil them, and then I think maybe then you threw them in the oven just to brown them a little bit. But
so did you just eat it like a dinner roll, or did you use it like a sandwich bread, or
no? You just sit there and eat it.
Did you use the dip?
No. No, you don't dip this. That would be offensive, and probably somebody would be hurting you. Yeah, my father loved them. I think they would probably have been good with beer.
Oh,
if you wanted to down them with some beer, because it was real kind of crusty and doughy. I think we're going to have to research this. You haven't found anything? No.
Nick's over there making faces. And
They got all these names for these foods, but you can't find them on Google.
I think that's probably...
Fellowone and collude, there's no such thing.
Well, the Fellowone, I think we did find something that was close to that name. But the collude, I would have to say that probably this is something that a sound somebody made after they ate it.
This sounds like something it sounds like some of the food that you would see at like a Jewish dinner. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like it might have some Israeli heritage to that.
It might. I mean, this is very ethnic. And again, we're remembering that it was from my grandmother, which was probably from her parents. So we're way close to with family who came over here from other countries.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the collude thing I liked. I should probably try and find the recipe. I might have it somewhere. I can maybe try and make it. But I, again, will be the only one eating it because...
Well, I'll try anything. So, as far as food, I'll try it. But
I wish I had a picture we could post to this, but the one other thing that was funny was when I moved here with Nick, and this isn't about everybody, but I found this comment very funny. I was talking about, they have a thing here that everybody really likes. It's called a butter braid.
Yes.
And it's a very good thing to have. It's like a already made type of a pastry.
Yes.
And you just basically set it out and it'll it rises.
Yes.
And then you throw it in the oven and you make it, and you have like a lovely apple or cherry or whatever.
Right.
And when we were introduced to this here and everybody was talking about it, I tasted it and I said, well, this is very good. It's very, and I was with some people and I says, it reminds me a little bit of kolache.
Yeah.
And they kind of looked at me puzzled, and maybe I just was with an odd group. Not that they were odd, but they just, weren't exposed to this word before, obviously, because they said kolache. And I'm like, yeah, kolache, it's like a roll and has sweet stuff in it. And they said, geez, I thought that was a woman's disease. You got a bad case of kolache? Been scratching for weeks. I got kolache. Anybody else
You
got
had to
kolache?
ruin kolache for me. I'll never
I'm
be able to eat
sorry,
it.
everybody. Be careful with the kolache.
Aw.
But yeah, so I thought that was really kind of funny that they weren't real sure about the kolache. I guess you would call it also a nut roll. When
nut roll,
When I drive
yeah.
into where we're from, in the
Yes.
Youngstown area, I do go to the one place there that has them made because
Yes.
I have tried to make them on my own,
Yes.
and they do come out pretty good. But there's a delicate way to make the crust. Anybody who's made this
Yes.
out there will know it cracks sometimes when
Yes.
you bake it.
And all the stuff comes
And
out.
stuff
it's
comes out.
So at the church I work at, we have a bunch of ladies that make kolache and they sell it for a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And I love when they come and bake at the church because they call it the innards. So or the fill-ins or something like that. Whenever all that stuff oozes out, they keep it all and they leave it for us in the office. And so like when we come in that Monday after they cooked all weekend, we have all that wonderful gooey innards of the kolache.
You just eat it
Oh
straight
heck
up?
yeah, straight up, right up
Oh
from
my
that.
God.
It's the
I
best.
wondered if you stuck anything in there like a
dip or like a chip.
well, yeah, well, not a chip, but
No,
you know.
we just eat it right like that. Oh, it's so
Well,
good.
I would imagine that is
Yes,
good.
but-
My mother did make a kolache, and I've never seen it anywhere else. And I was probably one of the only people who liked it. She made it with cheese. It was like almost, I guess it was ricotta, but it seemed like it was almost like cottage cheese a little bit, and it had white raisins in it.
I don't think I'd like
And
that.
it was a cheese kolache. She would call it a cheese kolache. I've never seen it anywhere else, but I always liked it.
I like the nutless nut roll kolache. Which
What's
it
that?
totally seems like is why would you even bother? But it's basically the kolache, the dough and everything and all the cinnamon and sugar and the
no.
butter. It just doesn't have nuts in it. So if you have a nut allergy,
Okay.
It's the best.
Where the
But
heck do you find that?
that was a family recipe, this nutless nut roll that somebody had in our family, and my one sister makes it the best. So when she makes it, it's like so good. But
Well,
I
yeah.
don't have the patience for it. But
Yeah.
but yeah, food is definitely my dysfunction. And so getting into all these wonderful foods and the Mexican foods, oh my gosh,
Yeah, we love the Mexican food.
love it.
Going back real quick to when you were saying you had to make something for yourself when you
Yeah.
came home from school. So basically, I come from my thing is mom. Basically, maybe we touched on this prior too. Mom made dinner with father in mind.
Yes.
So she was cooking for him.
Yes.
And then because my sisters were gone too, and I was the only one at home, I just was basically programmed early on that if you want to eat, you're just going to eat whatever he didn't finish. Like she made dinner.
Right.
He got first dibs.
Yes.
Where he took what he wanted.
Right.
And then whatever was left over, I could have.
Right.
Now you think, well, geez, but my mom would make an adequate amount.
Right.
One thing my father liked, and my mom would make this probably once a week. I mean, there was like days that seemed to be assigned to certain meals.
Oh, of course.
You had like the
Yes.
tuna casserole day.
Yes.
You had a pasta day.
Yes. Spaghetti. Fridays was
Yeah.
pizza. Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
my mom. We had
Sundays
my mom
was
did
roast
make
beef.
homemade Briar Hill pizza, which was very good, and that was usually on Saturday. And that horrible city chicken. Do you
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Where you would like bite into it and you'd hurt your teeth because you bit the stick.
The
Why
stick.
was the stick there?
Why not take it out? So what would your father? You said you got your father's.
This is so awful, and I really didn't realize how good chili could be.
Yes.
Until I made it out on my own in the world.
Yeah.
She would make chili.
Uh-huh.
And then she'd have a pot next to it of bland white rice,
Okay.
not seasoned at all.
Uh-huh. Just steamed white rice.
Yes. And he would eat the chili and put white rice in it
Oh.
and eat it that way.
Huh.
No hot sauce, no cheddar cheese, no raw onions, no dollop of sour cream.
No cheddar cheese.
No.
Oh.
It was just chili with
Just ground beef, kidney beans over white rice.
and some sauce and with white rice.
That
And
sounds
you mixed it all
very
together.
bland.
But if you want to eat,
Yeah.
you eat it. So I'm very grateful to being able to experience chili the way it was actually meant.
Thank God for Wendy's. With a side of finger.
Oh my gosh, Wendy's chili, yeah, and the little hot packets, that oil. I don't
Yes.
even know if they still have that,
I don't know.
but you used to be able to squirt that hot oil in your chili,
Oh.
and it was good.
very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, we love our food.
yeah, we do.
It's very dysfunctional how much I love food.
Yeah. Us and probably the rest of most of the world. So.
Well, this was interesting. It's a great way to start there. End out April and beginning of May. We have so much going on in May. So we got some great episodes coming up. But thanks for joining us today.
I'm hungry.
Hey,
I got to go eat.
I know. I'm starved. I need a taco.
Yes. Make a Taco Bell run.
Anyways, thanks for joining us. Be sure to check us out on our Facebook page and to wherever you're following us from to hit that like or subscribe button and give those reviews. Thanks so much. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Happy eating, everybody.